Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Ol'edo here. I hope your Wednesday is going amazing. As you can tell from the title below, I'm gonna be telling you about my first year in boarding school and telling you about what I went through, the trials and the tribulations. So without further ado, let us get into this video. So this is where it starts. I'm in 5th class at the time, and I don't want to do 6th class. And in Nigeria, 6th class is optional, which is primary 6. Primary 6 is optional in Nigeria. So I was just gonna move on to first year immediately. But like you have to sit, like if you're going to a new school, like there's a set day, and the people who signed up would go write the exam and everything. So I was supposed to sit this exam for an all-girls school. And then I was telling my friends about it. I was like, oh guys, I might be going to an all-girls school and everything. And actually, I was excited at first until I started hearing scary things about the school. They were like, oh, they know people who have gone to that school and it didn't end well and everything. And I was so scared. And what I now decided I was going to do was I was going to flop the exam on purpose. So on the day, the first paper was English. I love English, so I actually wrote that one well. Like from what I understand, I feel like I wrote that paper well. So then the next paper was math. But before the math, there was this long break, like an hour. They started sharing out the math papers, and what they do is I don't know if this is how they do in Ireland, but when you're writing like you're an admission examination into a different school, you have like the answer sheet that's separate, that just has your name and then boxes to shade and then the question paper. So what they do is they always give out the answer sheet first, then the question paper next and everything. So when I finished English and everything, it was time to write the math, and they had already given out the answer sheets to all of us, and they were about to start giving out the question papers. Do you know that by the time they got to me, the whole exam was over 60? That's the math paper. The whole exam was over 60. I was already in number 30 without a question paper. What does that say? I was determined to flop the exam. I finished it. I didn't even look at the question paper. My question paper was clean. You know when you see a math question paper, there's supposed to be solving and equations and things like that on it, but there was nothing. My paper was clean the way they gave it to me. Clean. I flopped that one. Then the general knowledge. I'm Pentecostal, but that was a Catholic school, I think. And the questions were so like foreign to me. I don't know any pope. I really didn't know any of the answers. So that one I flopped because I didn't even read for anything like that. I just flopped. So the time now came for my parents to now check if I got into the school. Hey, my heart was beating out of my chest. They checked. My name wasn't there. My mom was like, she wasn't upset. She was just disappointed. And now that I think about it, I don't even know why I had to do that. Because I just told her, I don't want to go to this school. And I would have told my parents I don't want to go, and they would have just been like, okay, let's look for other schools that you could take exams for. Because in the end, after failing, I still had to take an exam for a different school. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, why did I do that? But I wasn't thinking. That's what I did. And then I wrote the exam for the school I eventually went to. That one I passed with flying colors because I actually wanted to go to that school and it was a mixed school. So passed with flying colors. Then yeah, what they do is when you finally pass the exam, you now have like interviews. So they bring you in to take this it's a completely different exam that you're writing. It's like practical. So I passed the one on paper, which was the theoretical one, but then the practical one, I passed that one as well. They test you on normal things that you should be able to do, like sweep, wash your own clothes, clean, wash them clean, things like that. I passed. I know that I passed because I kind of got a glimpse of the scoreboard and I saw my name and I saw 10, so I was like, okay, I was happy. So I got into the school. My mom, yeah, this woman, she can pack 2 months before a trip just so that it's out of the way. She would actually do that because she likes everything to be organized. So once I got like admission into the school, or I got admitted into the school, we went to shop for stuff like shoes and clothes that you can wear in boarding school, because in Nigeria it's a lot more strict. You don't just bring anything. Everything has to be, like in order, basically. Me, I was so excited to be going out of my parents' house. And I mean, I've had sleepovers. I've gone to aunt and uncle's houses before for sleepovers, but it's not the same thing. You're not gonna just be able to reach them or something like that if you cry or whatever. Like, you are actually stuck. So I was happy. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So the next thing I know, the day for me to go to boarding school came, and we were having like morning devotion like we usually have and everything. Those of you who can relate, we're having morning devotion. And my dad just wanted to start talking, saying stuff like, you need to make sure you're responsible. I'm sorry for exposing you, but it's the truth. My brother started crying like, man, like, oh my god, I don't even know how to explain it. He was crying like, The funny thing is, when you have siblings, you guys like fight every day. Me and this boy were always fighting. So when he started crying, I was confused, like, why are you crying for? I thought you'd be happy for me to go, you understand? At that point in time, it didn't hit me that I was like leaving. So I was just enjoying the fact that I'm gonna, wake up anytime I want. Well, obviously I didn't, but I didn't know that then and stuff like that. So then we put all my boxes in the car. I was dressed and everything. We got into the car, and it was like a 2-hour drive from my house, or 2.5 hours, I don't know. So we got there. It still didn't hit me. I was just enjoying the scenery, because my school, like, the way everything was beautiful. Like, obviously that's what you think when you're just getting into the school, but and everywhere was beautiful, and I was just daydreaming about not waking up at a particular time, sleeping whenever I want, things like that. I didn't understand what it meant to be going to boarding school. They started checking my box, so they checked to take out things that shouldn't be there and stuff like that. They finished checking it now. They're like, okay, come on, go inside. When I say, I just clocked. Wait. She's dropping me here. She's leaving me. Like, my mom is leaving. I just sat down on her lap and started crying. Man, I cried. Like, you don't understand. I cried because I knew that, like, I was stuck here. You understand? Everyone was just flocking in. When I saw some of the people that were like coming to school with me, their parents would drop them. They just hug them and go inside. I said, look at these people, though. I don't understand, like, where are they getting the strength to do this thing from? There was this thing, yeah, in the admission letter they gave you, they tell you, they said if you're not ready to come today, you could come in 2 weeks time. And I remembered that was in the admission letter. I was like, Mom, they said in the admission letter that if you're not ready today, we can just go back. Then she told me that it's not like it's gonna be any easier in 2 weeks. It's gonna be the same thing. So it's funny now, but then it wasn't funny. It was like they were about to rip my heart out of my chest, honestly. And I had forgotten that I had 2 cousins in that school. I didn't even care. I was like, if you like, pay the school fees, or if you like, I'm going back home. I'm not staying here, And then my mom got someone to call my cousin out for me. And when I saw her, I don't even know what I was thinking, because when I just saw my cousin, I just left. I said, okay, bye. She finally was able to, remove me from my mom, because I was holding on to her tight like this. She now took me inside. And that was when my mom escaped. My cousin was helping me arrange my locker. And I look outside. And I know where she parked. And the car's not there anymore. I wasn't going to run after the car. I just stood there in disbelief, like, this is actually happening. Like, I could not believe, like, this was actually happening. It was, oh wow, it was horrible. that I felt horrible anyways. I felt like I had been abandoned. Like, it wasn't funny at all. Like, it was not. So yeah, and after my cousin helped me arrange my locker and everything, she was like, if you need anything, my dorm is just upstairs. Who's going upstairs? I didn't even know where I was. I will not be going upstairs. I just sat down in one corner, just looking at all my dormies, that because we're 8 in a dorm. They were just laughing with each other, and I was like, you don't know these people from Adam. You just met them and you're already so. I just sat down in one corner. I was just thinking about my life. Like, how did I end up here? How did I actually end up here? I was so confused. Like, what did I do? Finally calmed down a bit anyways, and I was, trying to, look at the pros of this. Like, I would they called all the new students, that was all the first years that had just come in, to talk to us and say that we're gonna enjoy this experience. Let me not even say they were lying, but they called us and told us, to get, this would teach us to be responsible. It did, but back then that was not what I was thinking about and stuff like that. And they told us all this, and I was like, good. So it was already dark. It was like time for bed anyways. It's called lights out. So basically, once it's 10, the lights are going off. No, like, you have to turn your light off. There's not gonna be if they catch you outside, your own is finished. So I was on my bed. I was in the top bunk. I remember I was at the inner right side, and I was in dorm 2. So my dorm mates were all talking to each other, like, and I've been a social person from birth, let's say it like that. Well, but you know what I mean. And I didn't have any friends at that time. I was like, and I even forgot that a family friend of mine had just come to the school as well. We're in the same class, but I just didn't remember and everything. So I was on my bed, and my dorm mates were all talking to each other, and then I go, hi guys. What did I even say? I was like,
hi everyone, good evening, my name's Ol'edo, I just wanted to say, because we all just came to school in uni, I'd like it if we'd be friends.
I was just trying to be like nice to everyone. I was like, please, so we can all be friends, because I don't know anyone in this school and everything. I'm telling you, there was a moment of silence. Like, everybody was like this. I couldn't see their faces. They were all on their beds, but everyone was quiet. Next thing I heard, yeah, these people are animals. That's what came to my mind. I was like, oh my god, they put me in a dorm with hostile people. How am I going to survive? Like, what? I literally just said, can we be friends? And then I just started crying again. I said, look, who sent me? I was just on my bed, just reflecting on my life. Like, how did I get to this point? Like, I just said hi to people. I was trying to make friends, and hey, man, I was like, no, this isn't right. This isn't right. And I was on my bed now. I finally slept off after the cry I cried, man. When I woke up next morning, my face was swollen like this. And my cousin came to wake me up, like, in the middle of the night, take a bath. When I stayed for a while, I finally learned how to do that, but I wasn't going to do that on the first night I came, because I told her to come and wake me up. When she came to wake me up, the cry continued. She said, no, it's okay. Just go back to sleep, When I woke up the next morning, I didn't understand why they asked us to bring a house coat. But when I went out of my dorm, I understood. They did not say bring house coat for fashion. No. They said bring a house coat because it's going to be cold in the morning. Then I was shaking, like, because the house coat I brought was so little, like, it was small, and it was like all these, nice, fashionista house coats that you wear in movies when you're cold. It was short sleeve even. I was like, how did I make such a mistake? I think I brought another one, but I put it deep in my box, so I didn't even touch it and everything. And it was cold. I had to go back into my dorm and get, like, something to cover myself. And yeah, it was horrible. My first day in that school was a disaster. My first day. I love stationery. Like, I have it's not an addiction, but I love having a lot of pens and books, even though I'm not using them. That's just me. And I had packed my bag, my pretty bag. I don't even know where it went to. After my first year, it just disappeared. And then I took my bottle and put water in it, but I didn't close it properly. So when I got to the hall where we were like meeting for like the orientation and everything in my bag was soaked. Even there was this diary my dad bought me, beautiful like this. It was soaked in water. The cry continued. I was I don't even know how I still have tears to cry now, because the cry I cried in that first week, too much. And you know, it was horrible. But slowly, you know, how everything happens, slowly I started to get used to it, you know. Started to understand the waking up early in the morning, things like that, because it wasn't easy. I thought it was just gonna be some walk in the park, but it was nothing like that. So when it finally just happened, I was, you know, I felt weird and different and everything, but I got used to it. And I remember my first visiting day, my mom, she cooked all the food possible in this world. She cooked everything and brought it to this thing, and we were all sitting in a circle. You know, you sit with your family during the visiting day, you guys talk, you know, they find out how you're doing. My mom was just like, hey, my daughter, you know, she was just oh god, it was so funny. She just kept, my dad was like, how are you doing, you know, how's everything, because my dad went to boarding school. So I remember I just kept eating and filling myself, because I hadn't tasted her food in such a long time. So I just kept eating all the food possible. And my dad was like, you need to slow down it, because you haven't tasted her food in a long time. You know, when your body gets used to something else, when you bring something else in, it's like, and we used to have 3 meals a day, you understand? So eating that much wasn't good, you understand? But I was not listening. No, I was gulping all the food down. My mom said, leave her, please. Oh, she hasn't tasted her mom's food in a long time. Please let her eat, you know? So I remember that night, after everything, when I got into my dorm and we were all asleep, I threw up in my sleep. That's how much I ate. Like, my body wasn't taking it like properly. I threw up in my sleep. It was, when I woke up, it was so disgusting, and I felt bad for my bunkmate because she was sleeping under me. Ugh. I cannot even imagine how she felt, because if it were me, I would have woken up and slapped you. I don't know how she didn't do that to me. But yeah. And after a while, I started to actually like being in boarding school. I started to like it, even though, and it also made me to stop being as soft as I was, because man, if someone screams at me, if someone says, I just start crying. I just started crying. Like, I was so soft. But I grew my wings and I became very, you know, strong and everything. So yeah. And the rest of my first year was okay. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was okay. I made friends. I was even the class captain of my class. Oh my god, my class was the best class in first year, and it was confirmed. Just 1G, shout out to you guys. My class was the best class ever in first year, and it was amazing. You know, my class, everyone in my class was like nice and social. We made so many songs. I'm not gonna sing any of them before I embarrass myself, but it was great. You know, what I loved especially was like my classmates and everything, even though at points in different times we fought and everything. But I remember one time I mistakenly forgot the key of my class, and what they do is they give all the class reps the keys of the class, and I forgot my key in the hostel, and you can't go back in once they lock the doors. Once you're out for night prep, you cannot go back in. So I forgot the key. Hey, that was the worst day of my life, even, because I forgot the key. Everybody was shouting at me. They were like, just shouting at me, and that was all my classmates. The door was locked. There's no way you can go in through the window. They were just screaming at me, and I just couldn't take it. I could not. I was like, you know what? This is my last day, and I had only been class rep for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Or about that. And the next day I got the key, opened the door, and for a period of time no one in my class, everybody was angry at me, but obviously it faded after a while because that was so petty. I forgot a key for robotics. Now that I'm thinking about it, if it was me, if it were me now that they were shouting out like that, let me not even get into it. But it was crazy, and I told my teacher, I don't want to be class rep anymore. Can you give it to someone else? I can't do this. And he was like, you can.
You have to learn that when people shout at you, it doesn't mean you're a bad.
You know, he talked me up and everything, and I stayed class rep till we finished JS1, I think. Yeah. And then my assistant class rep was Chigozie. Shout out to you, bro. We did such a good job. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my story time on my first year experience in boarding school. And if you did, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave down in the comments below what you want me to tell. If you want more story times like this one or anything like that, just let me know. Let me know in the comments below. And I will see you guys next week. Bye. Make you hustle, my luck. I know be your lord, I know be baller. Oh, I'm a to balla fucker.